DMO Online Television rates this program as TVMA. It is intended to be viewed by mature adult audiences, and may be unsuitable for children under 17 as it might contain strong political themes, gestures, and body actions.
Yeah. Those in favor say yes, those to the contrary no.
Nga ngenda mu political dose mbajjukizaako ti political dose njikolera wamu n'omwami ayitibwa Ssaako Hussein Kasolo. Ssaako Hussein Kasolo musajja mwesimbu mu kusoma edduwa, akusomera edduwa n'otereeza abalina ebizibu mu mirimu ne mu maka n'abalina ebibakozesa. Ssaako Hussein Kasolo musajja mwekwata ajja kubanga akuyamba bino bisiraani ebizibu ebikozesa n'ebyekika ebitateredde bw'okubirako Ssaako Hussein Kasolo ajja kubeera akuyamba. Omuntu yenna ng'olina kapolitiko nga katini nga naawe kakwewuunyisa kiki oyinza okuteekawo ne kivaamu omugaso. Nkusaba okwata essimu yo okubireko kampuni y'abazimbi eyitibwa Stone Roofing and Construction Company. Obabuuze nti mu kapolitiko kange kanaakatini mujaamu ennyumba oba mujaamu ekifo kya bizinensi mwenyinza okujja akasente. Kampuni ya Stone Roofing and Construction Company ye kampuni ekyasinze wano mu Uganda ne mu East Africa okuba pulaani ezisinga okubeera ennungi naddala ku bantu abalina akaspeesa akatini. Tofaayo gwe sooka oyogere nabo babuuze kye banaakuddamu ojja kudda weebaze. Tubalamusizza nnyo, mwebale kutulaba, mwebale kutuwagira. Mutabani wa Mole n'amatovu Mirundi waali wano anyumye mu suuti ye eya bulijjo. Muzeeyi gye baliko ssebo bitambula bitya?
Tetulina buzibu. Omanyi nze nabadde ndaba speech ya president. Ebintu bino nabibagamba kubanga nze amwerako emaani. I worked with this government in a very key position for 14 years. It helped me to understand, we call it systems analysis. In politics, you study the system, how it operates, its weaknesses, and its strong points. The 14 years I was in a state house, contrary to what people see views, I was humiliated day after day, day after day. But they tell us in politics that if we want to kill a tiger, you dress like a pig. The Mwendas, the Tumwebazes, the Odreke Wabogos, look at me as a fool. I'm not a fool, I'm a highly intelligent man. But if we want to kill a tiger, you dress like a pig. My interest was to study the NRM system and the government how it operates and the Museveni. This is why I managed to study Museveni, the government, NRM, and the conduct of these arrogant people. Museveni has a subterfuge. We call it a subterfuge. A government within a government composed of criminals, a mafia gang, which he cannot handle. I looked at them, I examined them, and they believe that after humiliating you, you can go back and again be humiliated. Two, they think that a salary is enough for you. Whenever you complain, doesn't he have a salary? Which salary are you talking about? They also believe, because they came from simplistic families, a vehicle, security, abaserikale n'emmotoka, they are important. Me, I have over 70 vehicles. So therefore, all of these things is not here. Two, unlike other people, I negotiated my deal. The president called me at the Roisterers residence, and I said I did not want to join his government. I told him I'm a man who is used to private life. Museveni insisted, and America Chamber insisted. So when I joined the State House, the president convened a meeting, a staff meeting, told them, this is my son. I've educated him. Yes, Museveni paid my school fees at the university. I bet with Museveni at one time. I think Museveni realized that my problem was in humble education. He saw to that because when Museveni came in 1986, whenever you pose a question to him, we would ask, where do you come from? What's your newspaper? Because for him, he saw to that these questions. At one time, he told Kakande, the news editor of New Vision, where did you go to school? Kakande was, and he is a graduate who he has a degree in political economy. So after time, I think the president gained interest in me. I remember when he came in 1996 in my area, I was asleep at home, but I was campaigning for Dr. Samogerere. They told the president that there is a man here who is vigorously campaigning for Samogerere. At midnight, they called me. I addressed a rally where the president was also, and I told him, I don't support you. But because I know you'll win, and I own a newspaper, I'm going to support you. And Museveni said, you are now speaking as a man. Kati Mirundi Ayugetengo Musajja. So may I have a different background? And you see, I had also seen these people in the bush. But I had seen Saleh in the bush. But Mzee, I had seen many of these people in the bush. Why wasn't I excited about joining them? I'm a man who does not, I want to remain a virgin. You cannot remain a virgin when you are married. When you are negotiating your job deal, did you realize that it would bring you up to this humiliation? For me, sooner or later. You see, for me, the way I looked at the whole thing, that's what I tell you. I did not apply for a job in the government. I'm not a civil servant. The moment you allow yourself to be appointed the analyst of Kampala, it means you have accepted to rotate. You are becoming Kazunga. You are Kuzunga. The moment you allow yourself to be appointed a minister, it means you rotate. Me, I purposely joined the government to help Museveni. That's why I was I'm the longest serving spokesperson of the president. After that, there's no way you can take me elsewhere. I compare myself, I always tell people, Najja kulira mwana. I came to babysit a baby. The moment that baby grows up and is taken to a boarding school, a nursery school, I go home. Of course. Me, I'm not a civil servant. But me, Mzee, I'm not transferable. I felt that Mirundi is not transferable. I felt that Mzee, after you working hard, yes, acquiring a ministerial job, no, would be better. I don't want to be a minister because I know this system. The system is that this government has a subterfuge. A subterfuge means a government within composed of criminals. The mafia gang, Museveni shares power with the mafia gang. There is a mafia gang. At one time they were 90. Today they have been reduced. So therefore, whom are you serving? After analyzing the political system in Uganda, I realized that Museveni shares power with a young, vibrant, arrogant group that I have been fighting. This group believed that I can be testicles to be put in their underpants. I'm more intelligent than them. These people believed that they could replace, succeed Museveni. I did the political science. I know political success in politics. And I know they cannot. It's a question of inciting the population. How can you succeed Museveni when you are engaged in stealing government money that would improve public
social
services.
I see.
They are just joking. We can easily incite the population and they can run away. I did not join this group, but they thought that by undermining me, the public, don't you remember, for 6 months, in spite of the fact that my mother was almost lynched by Baganda rioters, I was sacked in September 2014. Why? Because there was I had detected that these people, one of the sinister, one of the motives, the heinous crimes they are committing was to extract organs from the population.
I see.
They targeted my family member. My wife was targeted. I fought back because I had acquired a machine that has astonished everybody, mesmerized everybody. I have video, I have audio. So I know this group. They thought that Museveni will go in 2016. This way Mbabazi became active. Mbabazi had people in the government and others. And there was also a counter group led by Tumukundi. May knew all of these groups. So therefore, unlike other people who came to have a career in the government, to be ministers, to be promoted, mine was different. I came purposely to serve Museveni. And therefore, since I came to serve Museveni, I cannot be transferred. This is why, when I looked at my transfer to President's office, I said no. As the spokesperson of the President, I was the chief advisor of the President. So how can he appoint me an advisor? It will be demotion. You are saying, of course, the official wife of this home, and now you have promoted it as a house girl. I refused. I see. I didn't go there. But because I respect the President, I couldn't embarrass him by turning down the appointment. I accepted the appointment, but I did not go to the office. And fortunately for the President, I looked at Akasimo. Because when these people were fighting me, Museveni conducted himself like a Pontius Pilate before Jesus. Museveni said, you are innocent. But when Obukulembeze connived to eat this snake, yes, so Museveni exonerated himself. There was no way I could accept an appointment to go to President's office. No. These people wanted to remove me from the President because they knew that I had ample information, a lot of information about this business of organ extraction. And many people were involved at that time. I refused to go there. I see. For 9 years, I've never gone there. And I can assure you, I never entered that office. I want to go home. Seriously? I'm ready for Karakara.
But why do they renew your contract when they know you don't appear in office?
The President is helping me. Museveni is a humble man and very generous. You people don't know. If a woman, you say woman, donning the marriage ring, then it means it's not yet decided. 2, why do I have security? Because the people want to kill me in the government. So if I'm killed, who will take the blame? Of course, the government is aware. That's why he provides me with security. 2, why do I have a government vehicle? A government vehicle means that if I surrender that government vehicle, then I will be declaring war on Museveni. For him, has maintained his security, maintained my salary when I'm not working, has maintained what? What does it mean? Museveni is a highly intelligent man. If we return my marriage ring, then it means you have divorced. You are going somewhere declaring war. Of course. But for me, the way I look at the President and the family man, when a leader's family expands, he cannot control power. Museveni's family has expanded. And you see, when you compare the performance of Museveni from 1986 to 96, when he had no backbone, when he had no relatives, when he had not his children and the son had not married, Museveni is when he performed. But in Africa, especially in small countries like ours, where they're sharing a rabbit, the economy of Uganda is comparable to a rabbit. In Kenya, they are sharing a cow, a bull. The economy of Kenya is big. So these people, they targeted me, thinking that they could put me in their underpants. I said, if you people think that you can contain me in your underpants like testicles, I can expand into Empanama.
I see.
Empanama is like elephantiasis. So therefore, this is the background. Now, because these people started fighting Museveni for succession, it has boomerang on them. I was explaining last week, and I said that African tribes have their weaknesses. A Muganda like me believes, Baganda strongly believe in witchcraft, Bajaja. The missionaries fought witchcraft and they were defeated. We have cardinals. The two cardinals Uganda has had, they are Baganda. The Archbishop of the Anglican Church is a Muganda. This is the second one. But Baganda strongly believe in the witchcraft. The moment you attack a Muganda, or a Muganda is annoyed, he invokes his ancestors.
I see.
The majority of the martyrs have Chiganda names, but they are not Baganda. Because the Baganda could not risk their children, biological children, to a barbaric king.
I see.
Mwanga did not kill Baganda. In fact, if Mwanga killed the Baganda out of the 22 martyrs, the majority are Baganda, Baziba, Tanzania, and other tribes. If Mwanga had killed the Baganda would rise up and kill him. But we have a right as Baganda to kill. The Kabaka has restrictions. If the Kabaka kills a member, the head of the monkey clan to which I belong and to which the Kabaka belongs is killed. A Kabaka who kills the head of the monkey clan in Buganda is also killed. We also have a Mutaka, an Ereda, who involves in the matters where Kabaka's wives report. And this man, Naduli Chibali, has the powers to kill the Kabaka. Seriously? Yes. We Baganda, we are very organized. We have checks and balances. There's nobody above our culture. And the Kabaka belongs to the mother's clan. Why? Jesus belonged to the mother. Jesus did not have a biological father. Of course. So in Buganda, a Kabaka belongs to the mother's clan. The first clan, because it is a taboo for a Kabaka of Buganda to marry from a monkey clan, my clan, is only Mutesa, the second, who married from the monkey, violating. That's why the Baganda say that his defeat by Obote was a punishment from the traditional gods because he violated one of the rules. So, what these people saw, that when I go, they humiliate me and come back. Now the problem we have is called Akazu. Akazu means that power, those agitating for power, are members of the first family. This comes at a time when all the would-be successors of the president are either eliminated or the bar is raised.
Yet now the bar is a little bit...
No, you see, the bar is raised. Why? In Uganda, to participate in the politics, you must have money.
That's the first thing.
Even those who are poor, they borrow money from money lenders And they even surrender. This is why when it comes to choices in local governments, who should be the mayor in the local government, there is a crisis. You find a new member, the opposition member, mayor, who would concentrate, who would consider the easy councillors to be appointed ministers in his local government. He opts for NRM leader, politician, councillor. Why? This is not intended for reconciliation. Why is it not done at the national level? This is not done. What they are doing is that even at that local level, a councillor to become a minister in the local government offers his 2 months' salary to the mayor to appoint him. This is a crisis in no local governments. Where you find a person who is in opposition dominates his cabinet with
opposition people.
Why? He knows that if I'm in the NRM and I'm appointing ministers to run the local government, the district council, they will not give me money. That's why when they are appointing ministers to run local governments, you will see an NRM man appointing opposition people. This is not reconciliation. No, those who gave him money, he's recovering his money. When a person is standing as a candidate, as an NRM 5 chairperson, he
has to borrow large sums of money.
Money from money lenders. When he comes, he wins, a victor wins, then he must refund.
Of course, he must refund with high interests.
So, he must allocate these ministerial jobs to people who give him money.
Who will assign part of their salary.
Their salary. I will take 2 months of your salary. This man is not using this money. He is paying back the money lenders with the interest. And this is why I've been explaining. The mortality rate of our parliament is 100 MPs every election. Why?
Every 5 years.
And those who don't attract the attention of the president is I. They normally die. Why?
Are you serious?
Yes. When our mortality rate on parliament is 100 from CA is 100 MPs per election.
But that's a political mortality rate.
Yes. Once they fail, those who don't get government jobs, they die. Why? They borrow the money thinking that they would win. When they fail to win, the money lenders pounce on them and take their properties. This is why Museveni is in a problem. They go to him, you find an MP who has been an MP for almost 20 years. Is he heavily indebted?
Of course.
Why? Because they have to buy votes to be elected. This is why Ugandan politics have been turned into a business. But for me, if I decide to stand, I cannot give a coin. Because, yes.
Ugandan voters ask for money. That's why these people
they don't ask for. Do you know that people pay for money to listen to what we say?
Of course.
Do you know that when some people, elements in the government, wanted to switch off my programs on TV and television, you were almost lynched?
Of course.
The public pounced on them. Me, I don't want to involve myself in politics. Why? I want to retain. You cannot get married and remain a virgin.
Of course.
So what am I arriving at? What I'm telling you is that politics has been changing. And I've written about it. I've been telling these people, understand the president. Because the president is not accessible, you find many people conducting masquerading as a president. Because Museveni is not seen.
Isn't that a crime? To impersonate the
Museveni avoids. Museveni avoids his ministers because they are heavily indebted. Any minister who goes to Museveni will tell him,
to bail him out.
As a result, Museveni hides himself from ministers. And the mafias know this very well. That since Museveni is not seen, people the mafias masquerade. Their ministers who do things, thinking that Museveni has directed them when Museveni has not directed them. How many ministers have seen Museveni? How many other DCs have seen Museveni? I was a powerful man. Why? I could see Museveni, talk to him.
But it seems, Mzee, that is Museveni's mistake.
No.
How do you run a country with people that you can't
but
see?
But you see, when Museveni
being indebited does not mean
when
you
Museveni
can't
appoints a minister, in fact, I was very happy because I wouldn't like the president to dictate on me.
Of course.
Museveni gives you freedom. But because these ministers, many of them are amateurs, they are being in the parliament, these are peasants who have given people money
Is it
and
their
they are
political
voting.
orientation
And
when they are appointed?
Museveni under the constitution must appoint many ministers from cabinet, garbage in, garbage out. So you find a councillor. There was a minister of Kampala who was failed miserably. She was a councillor in Mubende. You cannot appoint a councillor in Mubende to be a minister in charge of Kampala.
I see.
How many states has she visited? And because she is overwhelmed, many people take advantage of her. You see, when Museveni appoints a minister, that name goes through the vetting system. These people have representatives in the vetting system. So a man who is in charge in the security of a vetting system will ring you, Mr. Mirundi, can I give you good news? Didn't I tell you that we have, that's what Zimbabweans used to do. Can I give you the good news? Did I tell you that I have an assignment for you? You wait in 4 days. So after these people who are carrying out the vetting process, security, they have their agents also. They said this information. So you find the ready paper writing, such and such are going through the vetting process.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
I even so lists of
this information
would be
is
ministers.
Is money. At times people come to you and say, your name is being considered. But the problem is that somebody is fighting you. You are two people fighting over the same job. Can you give us money? This is where corruption comes in. That Museveni gives your names, the names to the vetting process. The vetting process is seeing this as a business.
I see.
So they ring the highest bidder. So if the highest bidder gives them information, it means that the person who could do the job is not doing the job. Why? It has now shifted from credibility and capability to money.
Of course.
This is why we have people, ministers, who cannot, we have M.P.s, who cannot even, after 5 years, who have not made their maiden speeches.
Of course.
In fact, if voters were voting their M.P.s basing on the answered, and accountability, for me, we have many people, many M.P.s, who got back after 5 years, when they have even not mentioned the word point of order, because they don't know. Point of information, they don't know.
But these are peasants. So long as they deliver to the common people.
In fact, I've been telling you there
certain things
that in the future, we shall get an intelligent parliament that will review all of the laws, the acts that have been passed by parliament. Why? When it comes to debating, it's only opposition MPs who articulate. When, in spite of the fact that NRM has more than 2/3 majority, most of their people cannot stand and talk. The peasants,
I hear there are so many people to have some time. They are kulambala in their slumber.
When you get this answer, which records the contribution of MPs, many of these people spend 5 years without, they can only talk and make a statement in the parliamentary committees and at the veranda in their native languages. But otherwise, how many people dominate parliament? And mainly from
The opposition.
The opposition.
Of course.
The numerical strength of NRM comes at those in favor say yes, those to the contrary no. Otherwise, they don't have anything tangible.
And you had told
to be
me
recorded.
That if Museveni wants to pass a law, they have to ask for money.
Yes.
So almost they are useless.
The chief whip would go to the president. That's why Ugandan MPs want Museveni to bring unpopular bills. It is, unpopular bills where they get money, they blackmail the president. Bill abantu tebajagala. Why should parliamentarians bring unpopular bill? Imagine.
Don't they consult
a man who spearheaded the amendment of the age cap that the president should not go beyond 75 years was defeated he feared even to go. Because it would be roused. So if you were peddling something popular, why do you fear to be? In fact, this man would go unopposed.
Of course.
Magezi,
if it went through,
the man who championed, who defended the changing of the term, the 75-year cap, will go unopposed.
Because it went through.
A smart government would ensure that this man, because what he did was popular, then he would go unopposed. But the man feared to face the public. Not in Western Uganda, where the president comes, was defeated. He feared even to enter into the race.
What he brought past.
Yes. That's why he's a minister of local government. But without, how can you, how do you treat a singer? How do you treat a person who identified your wife?
You treat them very well.
Yes.
Of course, they
that's why you treat
back
home. So this is the nature of politics.